Right, hello. So, what I think you can do is you can try and sort of have a go at this question before you can pause it and then sort of watch me do it, or sort of take your time and just, yeah, just, I'm going to work through it now so you can sort of work with me. So, we're looking at a range of questions here. This is the question that brings in this 3,000 tax allowance about for the employer's national insurance class 1 that can only be used against class 1, can't be used against class 1A, right? And this is 3,000 for the entire organization. Okay, great. So what am I saying? Employers, well, you can of course deduct class 1A contributions, they are tax allowable expenses. So let's look at the scenario. Shan, sole trader, 31st of March, her only employee Henry is paid an annual salary of 76. So they want us to, Henry has a company car, so we know there is a class 1A benefit here because he has a company car. It also has, and how are we going to, we can see the list price as CO2 emissions, so we need to work out what that benefit to work out the national insurance on the benefit, yes? And petrol is provided, so he will pay a national insurance on the fuel benefit. And if you remember, you will, I think you have to remember, I don't think it's given to you. The fuel benefit for the FA17 Act is 22,600. So that's the fuel benefit. You might have to remember that. And then for the car, we know that we always start at these sort of at 95 grams per kilometer. We start at 18%. If you remember, you add on 3 for diesel. This is petrol, but it's the top end is 37. Can't go above 37. So what do we have here? We have 148 minus 95, which takes us to, I'm just going to do that now on my calculator. 148 minus 95. It takes us to 53. 53, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to round down. If you remember, round down to 50, divide that by 5, that gives you 10%. So you add the 10% on to this. So we now know that we are dealing with 28%. Right? That's how we work out, if you like, the benefit. So we work out 20% on the list price of the car as well as the petrol charge to work out. So we'll come when we get there. That kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to do with in terms of finding the class 1A. Okay, right. So let's sort of carry on. I think I have some space here for some notes. So let's just work through these step by step. And so first of all, it says calculate the national insurance payable by Henry. Sorry, just looking for my pen. It's disappeared. There we are again. Right. So let's. Sorry. Oh, my pen disappeared for a second. Oh, okay. I think I lost my battery and it's gone. I think I can. Oh, 1 second. Let me just attach this to my. Sorry, I've come too far in this video to let my pen just Wi-Fi just disappeared. 1 second. Oh, right. Almost there. Like that. Right. This will work now. Let's hope this works. Right. Here we are. Pen's back. Okay, quickly let's through this one. So I've already taken too long. So Henry, Henry will pay normal class 1. We know that he's currently on a salary of 77. So we know that the first, we know what we're going to have is 45,000 minus the 8,164. We'll get taxed at 12%, and everything over that. So 77,000 minus the 45,000 will get taxed at 2%. No, that is Henry's class 1 sort of national insurance. So we just do this calculation out, do the whole thing. You should get 4,420. Here you should get 640. So we know that Henry will pay 5060 over the year. It says, what is the national insurance paid by Sean, who is the employer? Right, so we know that it is, so this is the employer, so we know it's 77,000, of course, minus the 8164. We multiply all of that by 13.8%, and we get the 9499. This, because she has an employee, at least one employee, she can deduct this employment allowance of $3,000, meaning she will have to pay 6499. That's how the $3,000 is used against class 1. Then it also says calculate the total tax deductible expense for Sean in respect of employing Henry, assuming a monthly running cost of, if you like, 200,000. So now I guess this question is a good question because it's to sort of identify what taxes Sean has to pay. Sean has to pay class 1 secondary or employers. It used to be called secondary. Interesting. I haven't seen the word secondary here. Class 1 employers. We know she will pay class 1A, right? We know that she will, it says what's the tax deductible expense. She will pay his salary, and she will also pay what's the running costs of that car. So I'll just deal with that. That's the simplest we'll deal with first. So that's 200 she's paying a month times 12, so that's 2,400. That's the we've already worked out his class 1 employer. That's that 6499, right? We've done that. The class 1A, we said it was 20. We said, oh, 28% times. I mean, I guess to be fair, I could really just add the what's the word? I can add the fuel and the private car benefit together, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to do them separately. List price of the car, 18,200. Just go back up here so you can see that. That's the list price of the car, 18,200, and the fuel is 22,600. So 28% times 22,600. So both of those will take us to, when you do those, this is 5096, and this is 6328. So those are the class 1 A insurances she will have to pay. And then finally, she's also going to pay a salary, as you can see there, of 77,000. So all of these are, if you like, deductibles. I'm just going to write them out nice and neat over here. So, I'm just going to create a new page just because, so you can you can rewind this and see it. So that's the class 1A employer, 6499. Then the class, sorry, that's the class 1 employer. Then class 1A, if you like, is 1576. Then of course we have the salary, which is 77,000, and then we have the running cost of the car, which is 2,400, and that takes us nicely to 87,475. Right. So there you are. So that's how we deal with that. Because as you can see, that we've worked out the where are we? Yes, there you are. So we have the class 1A. Yes, actually, I'm saying 1571. Yes, that's class 1A. That's the class 1A employer. The running costs of the salary. I'm just trying to find out. I just want to see how we. So just to show you how we got here. This 1576. I haven't shown you how I got that because I was just wondering. Even I was looking at that. If I go back here to this, this is the actual benefit. Now I have to multiply this by 13.8. By 13.8, I will get the actual national insurance to 1.6. All right. Cool, great stuff. And that's example 4. So please have a look at that just to make sure you're totally happy with when we apply the 3,000, which is of course straight away to the class 1 employers. Class 1A, 13.8% on the actual benefits, which is 28% of the actual list price and the amount, and the salary, and then of course the costs that they've paid in terms of petrol. Cool, great stuff. See you in the next video.